Hey everyone, sorry we're running a little bit late, but let's get right into it. Dorothy Draper would say this. It's one of my favorite things that she would say. She would say, if it looks right, it is right. Yeah. Dorothy Draper. She was the modern of mother design. The mother of modern design and one of my muses for so many years. And in her time, she was just a marvel, right? And she would say, if it looks right, it is right. And so what does that mean to me? And why am I saying it to you today? Because it's just a flipping fantastic way to approach making art, right? It's a way that empowers you with a sense of freedom and a sense of resourcefulness and a sense of kind of thumbing your nose? Thumbing your nose. I'm really bad at colloquialisms, you know this, at rules. Rules aren't bad. Rules are good. We need to learn some rules. But, so I love that. If it looks right, it is right. And so today we're talking about mixed media with a watercolor focus. And we are going to have so much fun. We're going to do a few exercises. But again, the way I like to teach exercises, those exercises turn into really, really interesting artwork. So, and then we're going to do a paint along, of course, and I've got a few surprises along the way, some reveals, and yeah, I think you're going to love it. So let's get into it. And we have to start with something a little serious. We do. So I want to talk about brushes. I want to talk about brushes before any of this. I'm hoping some of you paint along with me today. And I just want to address this question before we go any further, because we're going to be using all sorts of stuff. We're going to be using polymer based like gessos and acrylic, and we're going to be having our, watercolors out with them. And so here we go. So the best brush in my humble opinion to use for mixed media approach is 100% synthetic, because 100% synthetic is going to stand up and take a beating a lot better than a hybrid or especially a natural bristle brush. I've been known to use it all for mixed media, but I have kind of a higher risk tolerance when it comes to what I use creatively. So we're going to roll a controversial video here. Some of you may remember it. It's about as controversial as art can get, I guess. And yeah, we're not seeing that. What's going on? You have to share screen. Yeah, it's about as controversial as art can get, friends. But do you remember this one where I talked about, do you need to even buy gouache, right? Do you even need to buy gouache? You can just use gesso, and look at all the cool things it does in watercolor. And I ruffled quite a few feathers, and I may have cried a little. It is what it is. But the thing is, what came out of this, it was really enlightening video for many, angering video for some, but you can't please everyone all the time. And I got over myself. And but the thing is, we do need to take care of our brushes, and we might as well use the best brush for the job. And so again, that is 100% synthetic. If you don't want to worry, or if you are just concerned that your brushes may not take a beating. So we're going to go back to my lovely face and let's talk about brush care a little bit. So today we're going to be going back and forth between a lot of different mediums. So we want to make sure that we have at least 2 containers of water. You can see here my painter's pot. Painter's pot has 2 wells. I actually have 2 of these out at all times, so I always have 4 containers of water. You want to do some good rinses. You want to make sure not to be going back to your watercolor palette after you've dipped into acrylic, if you're doing something like that, or gesso, because you'll contaminate. You'll kind of create a barrier on your watercolor palette. It's not irreversible, it's not irreversible. You can get it back to normal, but it's just a pain in the butt. So try not to contaminate your palette. So just a few things. And then when we're all said and done today, I want you to give your brushes a really good wash. I know some people use detergents, use Dawn, use whatever. I typically just use water, warm water. and a gentle touch and repeat rinses, and that cleans my brushes thoroughly. And then of course dry them flat. You can also dry them if you have something to hang them so the water creeps away from the ferrule. You never want to put them away wet with the bristles facing upward, because the water will creep back into your ferrule and cause damage and more quickly degrade your brushes. So, okay. So first things first, we're going to go to the painting table and we're going to take stock of some supplies, because that's fun, right? Here, look what I have. I made this morning from one of my kids' trays, but let's take it down to the painting table and let's just take a looky-loo at what we've got here. And I'm going to bring it in a little bit. Here we go. Okay. So friends, I'm going to be using, y'all know I'm like a serial art supply collector. So I want to say first and foremost, do not feel less than if you don't have as much variety or whatever the case may be in terms of different supplies. Okay, you're going to use what you have, and if what you have is a broken crayon that you found randomly, and it's a ballpoint pen, and you know it's some whiteout, then by all means use it, because it's still going to give you an idea and experience of what mixed media, what it feels like to mix other mediums with watercolor. So please use what you have. Use what you have. Friends, I just want to say hello. Hello, Karen. Hello, Sama. I'm so glad you love my happy art box. I just made this because I'm not typically this crazy organized. Friends, how's the sound today? We were having a little bit of a technical difficulty with the audio. I just want to make sure the sound is coming through clear and I don't sound like I'm far away. Hello, Cindy from Texas. Art supplies are addictive, Julie. Absolutely. Hello, Sophie from Sweden. Thank you. Thank you. Goodness gracious. What time is it there? It's like, gotta be like evening, right? Kaylin from Portland, I think it was. It went by too fast. I just dropped my brushes. Mel, I feel you. Put them in, get your hair in a bun and put them in a bun. Sound is good. Thank you, Berta. Thank you, Pat. Awesome. Hello, Lenore. I'm so glad you're here from France. Ooh, I need to get back to France at some point in the very near future. It's been too long. Listening from Denmark, after 40 art. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Trying to fix your washing machine. I'm sorry to hear about that. Hello, Cherie. All right, friends, so let's take a look. I have bleed proof white. I've got an acrylic gouache. I don't know much about acrylic gouache. It came in one of those, like, you know, like subscription boxes. I have this cool watercolor powder. Again, a subscription box thing. I've got those pigment salts that I popped out the other day. I've got some gouache and some liquid pencil. The brand, I don't even know. Dervin? I don't know. Again, subscription box, you know, it is what it is. I have another subscription box that I may just pop open just to see what's in it. I've got the Dr. P.H. Martin's watercolor inks. This is something new. This is pigment paste, quinacridone magenta pigment paste. I know you have to mix it. Again, I don't know much about it. Hello, Judy McGinnis. Hello, hello. I'm so glad you're here. So I know you have to mix it with other things, but that's about all I know. This is acrylic ink from Daler Rowney. It's sepia. We use this a lot in our invitation studio to tone down color, bright color. It's fantastic. Now, all right, I've got watercolor pencils. I've got my ballpoints. I've got a Le Pen because I have a Le Pen fetish. I've got some colorful PITT pens. We talked about the PITT pens yesterday. Colored pencils. I've got acrylic markers. I've got a Posca pen. I've got a white Sharpie that is very old. I'm not sure if it will even work. I've got a India ink brush pen from Higgins. Super fun. I've got this watercolor crayon. It's called Art Crayon. Again, subscription box, and it says it's calling itself a watercolor crayon. So we shall see what that's all about. I've got paper mates, the felt tip paper mates, and I've got some watercolor sticks from Ruby Mountain Co. Pretty excited about that. Oh, what was this? I have walnut drawing ink, because you know, who knows? And of course, the very much debated gesso. Yes, I've got me the gesso. So this is a little thing I love so much. And I do have this. I lost my AV guy. I'm not sure what happened to him, but he'll be back soon. Oh, dear heavens. Okay. So this is a sweet little thing. I have it on my Amazon storefront, so Adam can go ahead and put that up. I love this. I'm going to turn it over. It's separate layers. They're little mixing trays with a little lid. Excuse me, guys. I'm so sorry. And you can see I have gesso, sadly, that went to some waste, but I'm going to fill that back up. And we're going to be using those. I love having this around. It's fantastic to have. It's a small footprint, which I love. And to have little mixing areas so you don't contaminate your palettes. All right, friends. If you're having fun, or if you think you're going to have fun, I'm going to invite you now to give this video a boop. That's a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would just say you might want to think about it and hit that little bell symbol so that you know every time that I'm around and doing something crazy. And yeah, so let's keep on moving. So I'm going to move the box of Art Joy. I don't think that's what someone called it, but it's close. All right. We're going to go into Discovery, and we're going to make a sampling chart, friends. So fun. So fun. Thank you. We do have Kelly, of course, on comments. So she's going to be answering your questions, and she's going to, of course, put up some of your questions for me to answer. So yay. I'm going to be using the Art for Joy's Sake palette, and who knows what else I might grab. And then, of course, the Art for Joy's Sake brush collection. But I'm using Arches, the pad of cold pressed Arches today. If you're going to paint along with me, go as big as you can, as big as you're comfortable with, because we're going to be discovering a lot of combinations. This stage, we just want to see what we see. We want to see what happens. We want to see what we can do, what we can make, what messes we can make, what beauty we can uncover. And so let's do it. Now, I made a grid. I eyeballed this. I did not measure. I did use a ruler, but I eyeballed, and that is the point. I want you to, number one, today, especially during this discovery stage, I want you to be instinctual. All right? Instinctual. I'm so sorry, friends, that I am coughing in your faces. All right. So I don't want you to think too much about the decisions you make. And don't at all feel like you need to follow the supplies I'm using and the combinations I'm using, okay? Because that is just too much thinking. That's too much searching. Oh, where is my thing that Kristy's using? Do I have that thing? I don't know. Let me get up and find it. No, I'm going to get distracted. And no. Use what is in front of you, what is within arm's reach, and just get on with life, okay? That is my first recommendation. So be instinctual. Number two, use what you have, all right? That is the point. We're going to use what we have. I'm grabbing a Posca pen. I think it's black. And I am just going to make some marks. And number three, I want you to be abstract in this discovery phase. We're going to be abstract. We're not making anything. I'm grabbing my flat wash brush. The first color my brush hovers over, and I'm going to mix it together. I want to see, is there bleeding? Yes, there's bleeding. I don't have a lot of experience with Posca pens. Ooh, that's interesting, though. That is interesting, though. Pretty, pretty. A little bit of purple. Let's see what happens. And then let's see what happens. The QR code for what? Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to bring this down so we can see this better. Pardon the noise, and we'll just continue to move as we need to. All right, and I'm going into the wet to see what, and I like it. It kind of acts like watercolor, Interesting, interesting. And let's see, I'm going to grab another brush and I'm going to, you know what I'm actually going to do? This is just a whatever pencil, like I call it, like a school pencil. I'm going to dip it. You're going to think I'm nuts. I'm going to dip that pencil into gesso and I'm going to draw with it. Oh, I thought that might be interesting, friends. I've never done this. I want to go do that on another. I want that to have its own place on this discovery page. Yes, I do. All right, let's see. Let's see. It's just a little red from the Art for Joy's Sake journal. I'm dipping my pencil. It's just a junky pencil into gesso, and I'm drawing with it. And oh my gosh, it's so cool. Because you see the graphite, but you also, and I'm twirling. I'm twirling, friends. I'm twirling. You see the graphite, but you also see the gesso through it. If questions come up, can you just read them to me? Because I'm like really down in, and this camera's in front of my face. All right, cool. Say hi, Adam. No, that's you. You say hi. Okay.
Hi, Adam.
No. Ugh. He's driving me nuts today. We were bantering and bickering before we started. Did you call them a pasta pen? No.
You want me to read them or not?
Posca, because you weren't paying attention. So I had to read it. I see what you're doing. You're on your phone. Send an email. So Posca, P-O-S-C-A. My husband and I are serial banterers, if that's a thing. All right, I am gonna have my mechanical pencil here on hand because somewhere in each of these squares I want to write what I did. So Posca and watercolor, just to remind myself. Then pencil, ooh, that's really too wet. Pencil dipped gesso, which I really like. That's crazy cool. Okay, and so you see, friends, the point. The point is just to keep going, and we're gonna just keep going and see what happens. All right, this pigment paste, I'm just so curious about it. Again, I know nothing about it, but I am the queen of diving in blindly. So I'm going to put a little drop of that on the page. I'm sure this is not how you're supposed to use it. And then I'm going to grab some of the gesso. If you don't want to use gesso because you're worried about the polymer basedness of it.
Yes, what does gesso do?
So gesso is basically an acrylic. And gesso also has, it's not, you can't really see it, but it has a fine texture to it. You literally can't see it or feel it, but it is, some say, abrasive to the brushes. But I find it lovely because it's, the texture is already there. It's kind of ready to go. And I also love it because the coverage that you get, the white, the opacity is so powerful, right? I'm going to post a video about all the different whites that you could be using in your mixed media work. You could be using bleed proof white. I talk about that. Gouache. This is acrylic gouache, but there is a water-based gouache, of course, as well. And you could be using white acrylic. I do use gesso a lot because it just is so powerful, so powerful. All right, so this is pigment paste.
Water when you start to use the gesso?
Sometimes if I want to even water down more. Here I didn't because I just wanted to see the thickness of it on the page and how that thickness was going to mingle with the pigment paste plus gesso. The thing with mixed media, and this is a really good time to talk about this. The thing with mixed media is that truly, if you know, I talk a lot about rule breaking and throwing rules out the window, but with mixed media, it is not just a suggestion. It is the heart and soul of what you're kind of supposed to do with mixed media. Mixed media is all about just going wild and throwing caution to the wind and just playing. Next up, I've got these pigment salt crystals from I'm going to go over 2 areas here, 2 columns, 2 sections, whatever, words. Can't get the words. And then I'm going to dip in and I'm going to tap on the lid and let's see what happens. Tap on the paper, see what happens. Not mixed media yet. I mean, it technically is because there's salt in here, but all right. Now what? Now what? Let's see the Le Pen. Let's get in there with the Le Pen. And then you might be wondering too, Kristy, aren't you gonna ruin like this Le Pen? Am I gonna ruin this Le Pen by dragging it through wetness and other mediums? I wouldn't say ruin. Am I shortening its lifespan? Probably. Probably.
Virginia says, what is the difference between gesso and gouache? I will stop asking questions after this.
You have to never stop asking questions, please. So gesso, like watercolor, when it dries, whether it's in a palette, like a little, you know, a little swirl of it, or on the page, when it dries, it re-wets. It's water-based. Gesso is a polymer-based in acrylic. So when it dries, it's permanent. You're not re-wetting it. You're not moving it around on the page. So that is the difference. And then I'm going to go in with this brush PITT pen and see. That's pretty. I like how these PITT pens work on damp paper. I do, because they diffuse on damp paper, but at the same time, they don't run out quickly. A lot of times when you work with a marker, like a watercolor marker on a damp page or any kind of marker on a damp page, it will soak up some of that water into the brush tip, and you have to kind of give it a break and let the pigment reabsorb down to the tip. And I find these PITT pens last a lot longer when I use them in curious ways. Now, don't panic. If you're using a marker like this and it does dry out, it's not dead. You didn't use all the pigment. The brush just sucked up too much water into its surface, and you've got to just put it away. You can even store it with the tip down for a while and let it, you know, recollect itself, so to speak. All right, so this was PITT pen and salt and Le Pen. Love it.
Like macaw.
Yeah. PITT, P-I-T-T. Yeah. Oh. All right. Let's get some gesso going. I'm sorry, gouache going. I have, what brand is this? It doesn't matter. Gouache. Let's do a little of that. Dab it on. The other thing about mixed media, it tends to inspire me to apply the supplies. Oh gosh, that's gorgeous, in very different ways, like how I applied it right to the paper. That tends to be something that mixed media inspires an even more adventurous spirit in me, which is fun, right? Let's get this Sharpie pen out. Now this bad boy is old. I very well could bring this thing. Oh, hi, what's happening? I don't know. Let's draw with it. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's kind of pretty. It's like mixing with the gesso. I'm not seeing much difference though. That's not terribly exciting. So I'm going to leave that there. Actually, what's happening though, where this is one of those pens where you press down to get the pigment or the paint to come out. It was very watery, but again, this is very old, so it's hard to know. Let's get in here. So we've got gouache, and then I did the weird Sharpie pen, the paint pen. Let's do some watercolor marker or watercolor stick. Interesting. Colors are kind of close. Could create some interesting textures. And see, one thing that will happen, you will start to disturb your paper a little bit. Just something to keep in mind. That can happen when you're getting wild and crazy with mixed media. So, you know, don't panic. This is exploration. This is exploration. Not a lot of difference there. I want to go back to this Posca pen and see. No, that's nice. That could be pretty. So with mixed media, you always want to be thinking, just like with watercolor, straight up watercolor, you want to be thinking about the dampness or the dryness or the wetness of your page. And then what happens when you let it fully dry, and then apply another wet medium. And what happens if you apply the next wet medium on top of the damp page? There's so many factors. Looks like the blue period. Yeah, I'm definitely having a blue period. Love those salt pigments. I've only used regular salt. Most ended up on the floor when I tapped it. Oh, nice. Yeah, the salt sprinkles are super fun. Super fun. All right, let me see here. I've got, I think these are just colored pencils. And then I have to make a note of what I used here. Colored pencils. Let's do some gesso. I must have had pigment on my brush because there's no way those colored pencils are releasing. Yeah, okay. That's actually really pretty. And then let's do some watercolor. I'm rinsing my brush thoroughly. Let's do some watercolor over top. We started with a little bit of colored pencil and then gesso and then a touch of watercolor. That actually is lovely. You're seeing the texture pop through from underneath. Now, don't worry, friends. We're going to take all of these explorations and I'm gonna show you like an in real life experience of how all of this crazy mess could and does turn into artwork. Colored pencil, gesso, and watercolor. Love that. And this one was gouache and Posca and watercolor sticks. Great. Anybody painting along with me? I want to hear. Let me know. I don't care what you're painting. I don't care if you're painting this. I just want to know if you're making art with me. Let me know in comments. Yep. And where are my questions, friends? I need some questions. I see awesome commentary though. Y'all are having, have you used Aqua Pasto? Tell me more about it. I have not. It sounds really interesting, like a hybrid of like watercolor impasto painting technique. And I'm super, super curious. Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of pigment salt, so that's similar to Brusho.
It is exactly like Brusho. Indeed. It is exactly like Brusho. I have Brusho here somewhere. Honey, could you see if you could find my Brusho? He's like, what is Brusho? It may be under that library cart or behind that box, Izzy's box. And it's going to be a little black box. This says Brusho. So, yeah, exactly like Brusho. But this company I love, they're handmade. It's a handmade watercolor brand, Ruby Mountain Co. Fantastic. All right, let's get into, I've got the I always say doctor. It's Doc P.H. Martin's, whatever. I guess it is doctor. I don't know. I always think of the shoes. What are the shoes that have this name? Isn't there a shoe like a real 90s? He found the Brusho! Anyway, okay, so watercolor ink. What's the question here? Doc Martens. Yes. So I'm always thinking of Doc Martens. Thank you, Kelly. When I look at this this brand, always. All right, so watercolor ink. Let's get a little bit of straight up watercolor in there. It has a little opacity to it. And then let's do a little bit of this. It looks like an icy blue gouache. All right, one important thing. I mean, there's so many important things, but a really important thing I want to mention right now. In this kind of oh, look at that. Ooh, yeah. Anyway, in this kind of experimental type exercise, you're going to get messy. You're going to get messy. Your painting area is going to look like trash. Your brain is going to be mushy. So messy, trashy, mushy. Messy, trashy, mushy is what you should expect. And don't expect anything more. But it's a beautiful, messy, trashy, mushy. Okay? So just be here for it. Be here for it. And yes, I just did smack my husband on the shoulder because again, he was multitasking and not paying attention. Apparently, I'm high maintenance. I'm high maintenance, aren't I, honey?
Indeed.
Indeed. Yes.
Is the watercolor ink the same as Ecoline?
Yes. I mean, same idea, just different brand. Yeah. I actually reached out to Ecoline and asked them to give me free things. They ghosted me. They ghosted me. I wanted their watercolor inks, and I bought their watercolor markers, and yeah, they ghosted me. Anywho, I guess their marketing budget was tapped for that month. But somebody email Ecoline and tell them they need to send me things so I can play with them on camera for you. Anyway, so this is lovely. So we've got watercolor ink. We've got this gorgeous icy but with a dusty undertone gouache. And let's see what we can mess it up with. Let's see. Oh, I want to try this. No, not this. I want to try, oh, where are my watercolor markers? Some of you know how I feel about watercolor markers, but I bought some anyway. I bought the good ones. These are the, hello. I'm sorry, watercolor, thank you. You are helpful sometimes. Watercolor pencils. Faber-Castell. Albrecht Dürer watercolor pencils. This is us, friends. I swear I'm not mean to my husband. We just banter. It's like, I swear, one of our best friends, the week before our wedding, she's like, "Are you doing the right thing, Kristy?" Because she just didn't quite get us yet, even though she was my best friend, because we just banter like crazy all the time. We're always poking fun at each other. It's just how we are. So don't like be sending me messages with links to like online marriage counseling. Okay, I promise. Anyway, this is lovely. The watercolor pencil into all of this wetness that's happening. I want to see what watercolor pencil into gouache that is damp. Friends, do you see the lovely soft gradation? Is that the right word? Of what's happening here when I lightly shade this watercolor pencil into the damp gouache brush. I need a brush. I'm grabbing my filbert and I'm going to blendy blend. I actually need some water to blendy blend. Oh, heavens. Okay. Hold the phone. We need to give this combination its own square. Hold the flipping phone. I promise I'll get to the brusho, but I like this. Okay. So when you're in the discovery phase, friends.
Question, did you say the brand of those watercolor pencils?
Yes, Faber-Castell steel. Castell. Somebody tell me for once and for all how to pronounce Faber-Castell steel. Albrecht Dürer. It's like their top of the line watercolor pencils. Okay, so when you find a combination in one of your squares that is especially thought-provoking, take it to another square and work it out even more. So laid down the gouache, and then I scrubbed into it with watercolor pencil. Now I'm going back and blending. And, oh, that's interesting. I'm going to go in with, and no, you're not ruining your pencils by doing this. They may be a little dirty with the color, and you can just, scrape them off onto a paper towel. It's not a big deal. This is a yellow watercolor pencil. I'm going to rinse my brush before I blend because that yellow is very soft. Probably not the best example. Let me get this pink one. So when you find something interesting, continue to explore it. Yeah, but I think there's some kind of special punctuation in his name, but they'll forgive us.
Yes, it's the umlaut.
The umlaut.
We're missing an umlaut, sorry.
We're missing an umlaut. They're like, what? Because they don't see what we're doing yet. Oh, good. See, messy. I got, watercolor ink on my palm, and now it's contaminating my squares. Anyway, I want you to just be aware that when you see something interesting happen in one of your squares, I want you to play with it even more in another square. All right? All right. What's happening?
Got the umlaut.
Oh, he got the umlaut. He's really proud of himself. Good heavens, because that's important. All right. What are we having fun? Let me know. Oh, Elaine is ahead of me. Elaine already says literally having fun. If you're having fun, please say fun. If I'm being annoying, please say annoying. I gotta know. I've got to know. Designs and Do-Over says, is Adam an engineer? My Hubs is a software engineer and I'm an artist and we banter like you guys. That is so funny. He is a computer engineer. Yeah, that is so funny. Then it's a thing. It's like an engineer artist chemistry thing. Fun. Cherie, Virginia's having fun. Simply Appreciated is having fun. So much fun, Jessica. Thank you. Fun. Shiloh says fun and funny. Prophetess of Doom, her husband is a software engineer too. Okay, I gotta know. Prophetess of Doom, are you a gamer as well? Like, what is with that handle? It's screaming like gamer to me. Or are you a dungeon master? What's happening? Now we're opening up a whole can of worms. I just said dungeon master. Mm-hmm. You're gonna find out things about me you never knew. Anywho, Laura's having fun. Lab Accident. Hello, Lab Accident. I've always got to just give you an entree when you're here because of that handle of yours. Okay, so over here we had watercolor ink. And I'm writing into dampness and it's not working. And colored pencil. And gouache. Gouache. I need something else to write into these. And then gouache and colored pencil. Thank gosh I can read my own handwriting. All right. Good vibes. Yes, a gamer too. Legit playing World of Warcraft while watching you. I just had a feeling.
Okay, after 40, Art is asking, have you tried watercolor and soft pastels yet? Because that's so fun, LOL.
Oh, have you mentioned this to me before? Because I have not yet, and I'm trying to think where my pastels are. I think they're up at my other studio, the Invitation Studio. But I can do the watercolor sticks. I can. I'm going to bring out the brusho. So let's see, what color is this? Yellow. Orange. Okay. Sandy Allnock. Y'all know Sandy? She introduced me to brusho years ago. Sandy helped me with one of my first book launches. That's how I met her. Fantastic human being. If you don't follow Sandy, Mel, why are you sad? Oh, because you have a beautiful new set of dice you haven't even christened yet. I see. So Sandy introduced me to brusho. I had something on the page there. So basically it's the salt crystals in this little plastic container, and she taught me how to punch a hole in them, and I should have labeled them as well because she did this whole video on how to, like, look at that. And you just tap and play and tap some more, and you can grab another color. And there's just so many things you could, obviously, I don't want dark brown. They call it crystal color. Gamboge. Oh, that's pretty. They call it crystal color because, y'all, it's salt. It's salt. Look at my hands. This is goodness. This is joy right here. Let's go and get, I'm going to try this Liquitex acrylic gouache. Brand new. Oh God, I got some in my mouth. Good Lord. Are you kidding me? I need a paper towel, honey. See, this is my problem. I'm not afraid of toxicity, and then I go and do something stupid like that. There's like a seal on it. There's a seal on it. Oh, that tastes terrible. And I opened it with my teeth, which is one of my horrible habits. Anyway, please don't yell at me. Please don't yell at me. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Need a drink. Is it on my face? Is it on my face?
No.
Okay.
Well, maybe. I don't know. My mouth's not that good.
Great. Okay. Something I want to make note of. Mixed media requires a lot more, and we have a question. Mixed media requires a lot more brush rinsing than I would ever normally do, because the muddy factor, the muddiness possibilities are a lot more plentiful with mixed media, because you're mixing different opacities, different formulations. So I rinse my brush a whole lot when I'm doing mixed media. So I'm just going to put that out there. This right here, friends, by far is my most favorite little experiment so far. This is flipping fantastic. Let me push this up so you can see it, and go ahead with that question, honey.
Virginia asks, do you have a preference on how the Ruby Mountain Salt works versus brush up?
We'll do a comparison here. My first instinct was that Brusho was a little more explosive, but I want to verify that. But there could be benefits to using either or both in different situations. So, but let me test that as a good question. So we've got, what did I start with here? Brusho and acrylic gesso. Does anybody know, because I do not right now, acrylic gesso, friends, I'm going to go, while I'm asking this question, I'm going to let you looky-loo at this a little bit. I'm going to go grab something. Does anybody know what the difference, besides, I'm assuming acrylic gesso does not re-wet. Acrylic gesso, like, why is it different? Why is it better from water-based gesso? I have a feeling I know why, but I want to hear from you. Maybe you know. And I am grabbing some, I did not plan this, but I thought of it, and I'm like, well, why not? I'm grabbing a few of these Scrawler boxes. Scrawler Box reached out to me a few months ago. You may remember the video that I did where I did a blind open of one of these boxes and then made art with it on the spot. I thought that was super fun. That was that like metallic piece I did. Anywho, I'll link to that video in case you're interested. Before I go any further though, my creative brain is now realizing, hello to my replay viewers. If you are here watching on the replay, can you just say team replay in the comments? I want to know who you are. Hello, I love you. I'm so glad you're here and you made time for the replay. You're in for the long haul, and be sure to check below because this is sadly the last day of Watercolorland for August, and who knows when it's going to happen again. And I have links to all the previous days of Watercolorland in case you want to binge and catch up. So I'm glad you're here. Anywho, let's rip into the Scrawler box and see if we have any other mixed media possibilities here. All right. All right, let's see here. Oh, pretty. They send a zine with it, which is fun. This is from May 2021. They just sent me what they had in stock. Oh, there are Posca pencils in here. I don't even know what that is. Posca pencil. Oh, let's just get it. I can't.
We have another comment here.
Go ahead.
From Ariane. Oh, please, can you do sometimes something with your Lyra Rembrandt graphite pencil, which you bought in Rome?
Yes.
Find them by Gerstacker. I ordered it.
Awesome. I think we're out of stock at KristyRice.com. Don't you worry, friend. I have it right here. It's in my Happy Mixed Media art box, so I will use it for sure. All right, friends, let's see what we got here. We got liquid white. What? Colored pencil. I don't even know what that means. We've got a Derwent line maker. Great. And I think these are the Posca Posca pencil. What could a Posca pencil even be? Is it like a water soluble situation? Is that what that? A water soluble situation. A water soluble situation. A water. Posca pencil. Posca pencil. Posca pencil.
Yeah.
Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers.
Posca pencil.
Posca pencil. Apparently, we are tired because it's the last day, and I'll tell you, friends, this has been a trip. This is crazy town. Oh, is there paper in here for me to make art on? A cartridge. What? What is a cartridge pad? Anywho. Okay. I don't need to know what's in here. I just want to use it and be surprised. So I'm not going to read any of that junk. Are you laughing at me? Because this is how I roll. This is how I do life, honey. You know that. You're married to it. All right. Let's see. Let's get our Posca pencil on. I said something recently, and I said, let's get kindergarten on it. Let's go kindergarten on it. So we're going to go kindergarten on this. And what do I mean by that? Y'all remember the story I told in the beginning of my book, Making Art for Joy's Sake, my last book? Maybe you don't, because why would you? Because whatever. I'm not important. But seriously, you're not going to remember that. I told the story about, yeah, I think they're water soluble-ish. How, I would teach how to throw pottery to youngsters and then adults. And long story short, basically the youngsters were whizzes at it because they had no fear and they just threw the pot and were happy. And then the adults hemmed and hawed over it and just were trying to figure everything out. And in the process, scared themselves, whatless, and threw a very tentative, strange, not terribly successful pot compared to the 7-year-olds. And where was I going with this? Do you know?
Nope.
Oh, great. So I've learned over the years from that experience that I don't know what this is. Liquid white colored pencil. Great. Is this an eyedropper? Okay, I'm going to dab some on. I've learned that the more I know, sometimes the more it holds me back in certain situations like this for sure. The more I know about how it's supposed to be used, sometimes it holds me back. Now it did say burnishing, which, burnishing, you kind of scrub and rub and scrub and rub. And it's pearlescent. That's pretty. So definitely these Posca pencils are water soluble. We've got like a color theme going on here, which I did not plan. At all. Interesting. So Posca pencil. And what is this again? Liquid colored pencil. Does anybody know what liquid colored pencil is? Anybody help me? It's interesting. I'm glad. I'm happy to report that the pearlescent factor isn't too over the top. If you know me, you know I'm not like jumping, doing backflips over pearlescent things. Hold on. I feel like I want to get some brusho in here, not white. Wait, white brusho? Wait a minute. Wait a cotton picking minute. White brush. Oh, I don't have a hole in that one. Can you open that? Don't get it all over yourself. No, don't bite it, because then you'll, who knows, Prussian blue. Okay, now I'm putting, it's not wet enough, so I'm going to spray it. This is like a science lab, friends. Thank you. Don't.
I didn't unscrew it.
Okay. That is, what is happening? What is happening? I'm clapping and screaming. That's a good thing. It's so good. Well, friends, are you still here with me, or have I lost you with my crazy? This is so fun and funny. Oh my God. I'm sorry. There's not as many people here today. I think I'm scaring you away. What's the question? Oh, this is so fun and funny. Yes, liquid colored pencil is for adding. Can you put that up, Kelly? Yeah, okay. Hold on. I'm going to go back to that. I want to say, because she's answering. Liquid colored pencil is for adding highlights to colored pencil pieces since some things don't stick. Makes sense. Can you read me that question now?
Yes, Colleen says, you use a paintbrush with the liquid colored pencil to apply highlights versus using gel pen or gouache on your colored pencil drawing?
Well, it did some interesting things with my Posca pencil, so yay, I think. All right, y'all, this is white Brusho, and I don't have the little hole punched in the top, but I didn't know there was white Brusho, and I'm very curious. Anywho. All right.
It comes with the crazies, that's true.
Okay, good. Good. Because you definitely came to the right place. I don't know. My Brusho's old. It's doing weird things, but I didn't care for that. I had higher hopes for, you know what? No, let me not dismiss it yet. Let me get a darker wash. Or no. Let's do, oh wow, I just knocked that all out of whack. Y'all, I'm excited. Can anybody tell? This is so fun. All right, this is sepia. This is that Daler Rowney acrylic ink in sepia. And I'm going to get a dry brush that I haven't used yet today to tap some of this white Brusho on. Because I really had high hopes for white. Come on, Brusho. Come on. Yeah, it's not doing. No, okay. Don't care about white Brusho. It's not doing what it should do in my brain. It's just not. Okay, so what else could we do? Anybody want to see something on this sepia ink? Go ahead. I'm going to crowdsource this crazy. Let's go. What should I put on this sepia ink? What should I play with? What's up?
Jenny's saying, so Brusho is not like the Ruby Mountain Salt?
It is. It's very much like the Ruby Mountain Salt. I find it to be a little bit more intense and explosive. It seemed, although the Ruby Mountain crystals seem to be finer and kind of have a softer effect, where the Brusho is a little bit more like in your face with bigger crystals that seem to make more more textural explosions on the page, if that makes sense. I hope it does. What do we got? I'm gonna try this acrylic.
Mary asks, Kristy, do you subscribe to art boxes? How do you find them?
I do. I've subscribed to Sketchbox, to the Art Snacks. Really fun. I don't subscribe to them continually. Okay, I'm not getting much of an effect with this acrylic marker in the sepia. I don't subscribe to them continually because, you know, you keep getting a lot of stuff, and, you know, if you're not actively using it, but I will subscribe and then pause and then subscribe. I find them one of the best ways to work yourself out of a creative slump. I'm just going to say that. You all know what I love. I love floral. I love rich, saturated, slightly opaque watercolors, and I could live there for the rest of my life. This was Gesso, by the way. But these boxes, like this Scrawler box, I would have never known about this burnishing liquid colored pencil. And I could think of a million ways to use it now. So yeah, I think they're fantastic. Scrawler box is interesting because it's more targeted. Like they send you very specific things with kind of specific results in mind, and they give you a lot of direction. Whereas Art Snacks and Sketchbox are, you know, they still have themes, but they're not quite as targeted, in my opinion. All right, this is pigment powder, olive color SPARX. So I'm guessing kind of like Brusho, but that is gorgeous. I just used a little too much. Let's scoop some of it up. Oh, hello you. That is pretty. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I say that's gorgeous. All right. How are we feeling? Still with me? If you haven't yet to give this video a boop, friends, would you give this video a like? It really helps out my channel. And it's just a simple way and really the best way for you to show your appreciation for what we're doing here today. So if you haven't given it a boop, give it a boopity boop, likety like. And if you're feeling extra and we're really entertaining you, I would love to see you subscribe and hit that little bell, because, you know, if I'm your style of crazy, then you don't want to miss out. Oh, that is cool. What is happening? That is just this color SPARX in olive. TCWstencils.com is the brand. I got this a long time ago. I've never brought it out. It is very interesting. I am very excited about it. I'm going to get me a little paper mate action next to it, because I feel like if it were, if we really washed this out and then let it dry, the paper mate over top. Ooh. What is this called again? Color SPARX and paper mate.
Misty is suggesting food coloring and rubbing alcohol in spray bottles.
Food coloring, rubbing alcohol, and spray bottles. Oh. Do you know where the food coloring is? You.
It's at the grocery store.
No, it's in the cabinet by the oven.
Can you go get some?
Yeah, and can you find alcohol? I've got spray bottles, but I don't have alcohol in spray bottles. Just get me the food coloring, please. Mm-hmm. Okay. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'm going to keep filling up. Now, friends, don't forget, we are going to paint along. I'm getting my vibe, seeing what I'm loving here. I am making a little pile in my compartmentalized box of fun over here. I'm making a pile of my favorite things that I discovered. And so I kind of know where I want to go. That rhymes, with my demo. So yeah. All right, this is that watercolor, crayon, very thick. This is by, I don't know, Art Crayon. I'm not here to sell things. I'm here to play. But you can always ask me in comments later what things were if you're super curious. Very nice. Let's add a little watercolor to this. And see, adding the pink from the Art for Joy's Sake palette. Very nice. I'm going to add my lovely blue, which is just got so much craziness to it. I love it. And then do a little upstroke. Ooh. I'm going to dab after the upstroke to keep things clean. Okay, that is going in the compartment of I want to make art with it later, for sure. So this was watercolor crayon and watercolor. Oh yeah. Anybody have any requests for what I try next? Anybody? While I'm waiting for you to tell me, I'm gonna do a little something here with these Hippie Crafter acrylic markers. I guess they're kind of like Posca pens, right? Oh, is she up? Oh boy.
Kelly, she thinks they cut her internet like outside utility truck.
What?
So she's like,
are you serious? Oh no. Can you get Katie? I need Katie.
That's not food coloring, that's icing.
He brought me icing, y'all.
So, try that.
Y'all, he brought me icing. Honey, I can't use icing.
Is this not experimenting?
Okay, you seriously brought me icing.
I can't find it, I'm sorry.
They're little. Oh my gosh. All right, fine. We're using icing. Fine, you wacko. Well, it's definitely water soluble. Good Lord. Posca pen and icing. And this one isn't even open. I can't just so friends, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. Kelly lost her internet. You need to get Katie on board. Thanks. it's actually not technical difficulty, it's people difficulty. No, but Kelly did lose her internet, so that's a bummer. This seriously, this is runny icing. But this is a good point. I'm glad we're here. I'm glad my husband brought me icing. Because the thing is, you are never without what you need to create something. I'm going to go back to the pencil drawing with the white. You are never without something to make art. Never. Just remember that. It's really important. I'm making some dots here. That's pretty. I actually really like this acrylic gesso. I've never used it before. Today is the first day. So that's going in my pile of fun stuff to make art with. Love that. She could just hop in on her phone with her cellular and go and do it in YouTube. Tell her that. This is real life here, y'all. This is real life. Going into my fluorescent yellow from the Art for Joy's Sake palette over here. And let's just get a little bit of that in and see what it does. And I'm going to definitely write down here that this is icing and acrylic marker. Oh my gosh. So crazy. Love it. Good old NEPA cell service. You're not kidding. Ugh. Laura says you are never without something to make art. This is why we love you, Kristy. Thank you. Makeup. Yes. Have y'all seen on TikTok the folks that are making watercolor pigment out of old like eyeshadow and blush? So there you have it. I love mixed media too. I do. That rhymes. Okay.
Question here.
Mm-hmm.
What is the blue/pink square on the right? I can't read the writing.
This one?
So,
It's watercolor crayon, which was this bad boy, and just my Art for Joy's Sake palette, blue and the hot pink. And I this is one of my favorite ones. So I put it, see, I'm making a little compartment. This is my demo compartment. So I'm going to use these. These are my favorites so far when I demo the full-blown painting later on. I need a time check, y'all. All right, we're doing good. We're doing good. She's on? All right, super. We're going to open up this next Scrawler box. Shout out to Scrawler box. Really cool company. I love what they're doing. All right, we got De La Rowney. De La Rowney what, though? Aqua Fine watercolor. Okay. So it's a watercolor box. Curious. I hadn't heard. And then we have, what in the heck? That is the biggest water brush with the biggest reservoir I've ever seen. Wow. And we've got Chinograph for films, plastics, china, and glass. What? And more De La Rowney watercolors. Okay, I mean, I'm not terribly, oh wait, they always send you candy. What is this? Puds, what? Some British candy. That's great. If I eat that now, I'm going to lose a crown on camera, so that's not happening. You don't want to see that. And more of these. Okay, I'm going to sharpen these Chinographs. I don't know what they are, but I am moderately curious. Oh, and there's paper. Paper. What is this? Watercolor. Okay, well, of course, watercolor paper. Got it. Okay. Chinograph. Anybody know what Chinograph is? What is Chinograph? All right. See, this is my favorite sharpener. It's like $7. I've tried them all, and this is the one that makes me the happiest. So,
Baby B is asking, this box is from which month?
let me look. That box is from April 2021. April 2021. Okay. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna just put some watercolor down. Some watercolor. Purple. Purple. No, yeah. Light purple. And then, okay, I don't know. It's not water soluble. Or is it? Maybe a little. Okay, I don't know what that is. Whatever. It's not terribly exciting if it's not like their fault or anything. It just is what it is. Let's go to a watercolor pencil. Petite color. Ooh, that's pretty. Yeah, these are nice watercolor pencils. These are probably, again, the Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer collection. Very nice. If you've been around with me for a hot minute, you know that I do not care for watercolor pencils, although I'm quite concerned at the lack of
Sherry
solubleness there.
is asking, can you let's sharpen her, please?
Yeah. Go to Firefox. Over here. Go on that screen. Go to Firefox. And go to Amazon, Kristy Rice, Amazon, and you'll see. There you go. Kristy Rice, Amazon influencer. You need to find like. Just type Kristy Rice.
Who's that?
I don't know. Amazon.
Kristy Rice's Amazon page?
Great. Then go to random things I like.
Random stuff I love?
Yeah. And it's not there. Wait. Yes, it is. Bottom left.
This thing?
Yes. Good heavens. Okay. Herding cats.
Put it in the comments.
Herding cats, Adam. Love you. All right, I'm going to get this. You know what? They sent me another one of these. I'm going to go grab it. It's a different color. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Where's that colloquial? Is that considered a colloquial? Blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, where did that come from? This one's like yellow. Okay, I've learned to not open things with the teeth. Now I'm going to cut myself opening it with the teeny tiny needle scissors. Okay. I am actually shocked at how much I am liking these crayons. I've used like watercolor crayons before. For the love. Paper. Come on, plastic. All right. Can you see that? Okay, good. Very buttery. Like I've used Faber-Castells. What are they? Jelly sticks or something. I've used those. There's just something about these that feel more high quality. Like when you put them on, they feel like oil pastels, but then they just do that, which is just phenomenal. Lovely kind of velvety. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Art crayon, water soluble, and then Hippie Crafter's acrylic marker on top of the damp area, and it's giving a slight diffusion. Oh, yep, both. Oh, yes. Like that. Okay, so art crayon. Are you laughing at me? Art crayon and acrylic marker. Ooh, yeah, they're both going in the yes ma'am pile. For sure. All right. Hippie Crafter mine? No, that they sent me. Hippie Crafter sent me their stuff. What you trying to say? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, good. Let me see here. Cool. Put that in your pile. I did. It is in the pile. It is in the pile. I want to, now that this Papermate Color SPARX powder is dry, I want to try something. Getting the liner brush and the bleed proof white. So bleed proof white is fun. I've been using it more and more. It's not quite as opaque as what you can get from Gesso, but it does re-wet, which is always a plus with us watercolorfuls. So let me see what that does. And then I'm going to bleed that out. See what that looks like. Too much water. Pretty, pretty. Okay. All right. All right. All right. But I don't think we need the bleed proof white in the bin yet because we've got the acrylic gesso in the bin, which I was really inspired by.
Did you answer the question? What is the gold crayon?
Oh my gosh, I didn't. I'm so sorry, Gwen. The gold crayon was the same as this one, just a different color. It's a water soluble, like watercolor crayon of sorts. Very velvety, very lovely. I could see myself picking up a set of these. Just gorgeous. I am going to try. I've used a lot of stuff here today, friends. But the stuff, my favorites, I'm going to be linking down below later on. So watch out for that. All right. This is the blue from the Art for Joy's Sake palette. Friends, if you're curious about that, we'll go ahead and put the link up there. This is my palette of my own design. I do have to say, and this will kind of date this video, but for those watching 6 months from now on the replay, just bear with me, friends. So many of you helped out this week. We had a snafu. Amazon played it a little dirty with my listing on with the palette and removed it for almost a month. And I'm trying to regain my standings. And y'all helped me out with that. And I appreciate it so much. As of yesterday afternoon, my standings came back really just really well. So I appreciate that. You know who you are and you know what you did, and I love you for it. And I will say this, always be looking out in the community tab here. There are often opportunities for you to help me out. And when you help me out with my Amazon stuff, you get discounts. So keep an eye out for that. All right, friends. Blue from my watercolor palette. This crayon, this watercolor crayon, and then a little bit of gesso. And I like how they're mingling. This, I mean, imagine like starry sky. Just really gorgeous. Let's wet this a little bit though. But I love the texture that you can get from this. Is Katie on?
Oh,
okay. All right, great. Thank you. Oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Ooh, let me write what this is. So this is gesso, watercolor crayon, and Art for Joy's Sake watercolor. Time check. How are we feeling, friends? How are we feeling? All right. This experimenting is just, oh, I got to read this question. I just need room. I'm at the kitchen table, pushed into a corner with my computer and all my crap. I really need a space. I want to say this to you. If you really feel you need a space, let that be something that motivates you, and to somehow find that space. You don't need a large space, but it could be lovely. And it might just be a matter of making your supplies mobile in a way, making your supplies mobile that you can, find if your space needs to change, if you don't have the ability to have a permanent space, make your supplies and the way you store them mobile and lovely and beautiful and something you're proud of, but that you can move into a quiet area if that quiet area changes from time to time. So something to think about. And friends, I will tell you what, my studio here, I'm a professional. I do this for a living. I run a team of 10. I sell on Amazon. My studio is the place that I actively work in. Honey, how big would you say is from like that table to the wall, like this space. Like how big would you say that is?
Oh, maybe like 10 by 15.
10 by 15? Yeah. So my studio space as a professional, right, is 10, and I'm not saying only 10 by 15 because that I know so many would just dream of a space dedicated for that. But as someone who works day in, day out, I post 3 videos a week. I do a lot of stuff. I have a lot of supplies. My joyful art making space is 10 by 15. And I lead 10 plus people from that space and do a lot of things from that space. So for someone that you don't need a huge space, what you really need is a table in front of a north facing window if you can, a window just in general if you can, and some storage underneath. That is what you need. Give yourself that and you will be golden. What will be available for purchase at Christmas? I love that. You took over a space in the laundry room. I love that. I love that. Also watching someone's broken down Mini Cooper get submerged and look like, well, huh, what? Oh, that sounds interesting. Okay. What will be available for Christmas? We're working on a bunch of things for Christmas. And we're in the kind of hopeful phase of what will be available. The travel brush should most definitely, this is already in production. The new Art for Joy's Sake brush or the new Free from Fear brush collection. I showed you what is part of that. And then friends, we're going to move on to what I call a grab bag painting real soon. I won't spend a lot of time here, I promise, but this brush collection, and there's one more little tiny detail brush that is part of this collection, also in production, should most definitely be available for holidays. Now, can you go get the painter's pot? It's on the kitchen counter. The watercolor markers that I showed yesterday, this is a big question mark. We're just not sure. We're just not sure if they're going to be available for holiday. I'm so excited about these, but it was a long haul to get these even to this point, a real long haul. So, and there's a lot of things that I need to tweak and make sure are just how I want them. So I don't know. My double weld travel watercolor painter's pot, big fingers crossed. I think it's pretty likely that they will be available. Yes, I know. I will show you, we are doing testing right now. As was suggested by many of you, I've been testing if this will stain. And right now, this is an unfinished silicone, and it is staining somewhat. It does wash away. You can put these in the dishwasher, you can scrub them. It does wash away, but we want it to not stain. So I'm working with the manufacturer to, it's going to have a polish on it. And it's a well-known polish that's used in the industry. It's not food safe. And so these, of course, won't be food safe container, and that will be printed on the bottom. But once that polish is applied, they won't stain. Over time use again and again, if you leave watercolor in them for a week and you know it would stain, you'd have to wash it off, but it won't stain permanently. This is something I haven't shown you yet. It is going to come with a carabiner that I've designed. It's a rose gold carabiner. And it's not your average carabiner. See, it's so fun. And I designed this custom little charm that says Paint Joy. And so that is going to be, that is going to come with your collapsible water bowl. The chain will not be as long. It'll be up here like this. So that you can attach this easily to a backpack, to a purse, to an easel, whatever you need to do to secure, whatever. You're going to have a lovely carabiner. Yes, I know. Print clean on one side and dirty on the other. I know. I'm thinking about that. I've been thinking about that a lot. There's some things, some drawbacks to that, but yeah, I love the charm. It's cute. It's fun. Yes, thank you. Okay, just reading your comments, friends. Cute. Glad you like that. So that's what we're working on for Christmas. I'm also working on some other things. You all have. Can I have that pink palette? we're going to get back. We're going to get to a painting real quick here, friends. I'm going to prepare. So many of you have asked for this palette to be available empty, the 24 half pan, or it would be like a 12 full pan palette. Working with the manufacturer, the quantities that they're trying to hold me to are massive, and I can't do it. So I'm working on this. This will definitely most likely not be available for holiday, but working on it, and it will have a different saying because this is the same saying that is on this palette. So it will have another one of my little quippy sayings on it, but it will come soon. All right, friends, we are going to do what I call a grab bag art piece. All right. This is a great way to loosen yourself up. Grab bag exercise. It's a great way to force yourself to do something. Virginia wants to know when Kristy actually sleeps. Friends, I will tell you, I sleep. I guard my sleep. Yes. Let me just be clear, friends. I have a team. I do. I have a team. You know, I've designed wedding invitations for almost 20 years. That team crosses over into what I do here on YouTube. I do not do this alone. Katie, who was here the other day, helps with all these product development things. So, and Katie is here now because she's taking over for Adam. So say hello to Katie. But yeah, how can we be alerted when the items are ready for purchase? Sign up for, if Katie could put that KristyRice.com up on the screen somehow. Sign up for our email list on KristyRice.com. And you will get alerted when things are launching. Another great way to make sure you are in the know, the best way, 2 ways. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, and Katie could put that up as well after KristyRice.com. Because I make a ton of announcements there. I make folks aware of discount opportunities there. I think for the love would be a wonderful saying on something. I got to check with Jen Hatmaker, though. I got to check with Jen Hatmaker on that one. Y'all know Jen Hatmaker? She's a Christian author, super spunky. She's kind of progressive Christian. I love her. But one of her book titles is For the Love. So I'm going to have to, you know, somebody's got a connection. Somebody know Jen. If somebody knows Jen, you know, would you like email intro us? Like Jen is famous. Oh my gosh, I would love to talk to her on the phone. That would be a dream come of flipping true. As a matter of fact, I just feel like, can I just say this? There's certain people that I feel like would be really fun to paint with. And Jen Hatmaker is one of those people. Yeah, Blendy Blend is another one. I've actually, friends, Blendy Blend is the name of one of the new brushes. Blendy Blend. I think it's the Filbert. So Do It Scared. Yeah. Do It Scared's a good one. Yeah. So anywho, somebody knows Jen Hatmaker. Can you make that intro? Because I want to paint with her. I want to paint with her live. I do. Mm-hmm. All right. I'd love to make rubber stamps with my favorite words. Create inspired dream. Da, 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 da. Yeah. These products are giving me Jane Davenport vibes. Yes, but Jane, yeah, I know all about Jane, and I love what she does. Just with my spin, our aesthetics are very, very different. Very different. Once someone did coloring with wax color crayons, then he covered the coloring with liquid black marker and scratched the marker color off. Ooh, I love that. Glennon O'Doyle, Untamed. Yes, I do love. Yes, you are so right. All right, let's get into the grab bag exercise. Let's get into it. I love this. So what you're going to do, friends, if you could see my desk right now, for the love, it is a ridiculous. Katie, you know what I'm going to do? It's going to be like, if you get seasick, don't watch this. Katie, can you go full screen on Kristy Cam? Yeah, so hot mess. This is all of my rigging here. But look, can I just show you, y'all, what my desk looks like? Okay. So I hope your desk is some semblance of this level of insanity, because that is good stuff. Okay, but here's what we're going to do. All right, go back to painting camp. Hi. We are going to close our eyes and we are going to grab a couple of things. Now, the one staple I am going to use is my watercolor palette. I'm going to spray her down right now. Make sure she's good to go. Spray her down. Spray her down. And then I am going to close my eyes. Katie, put up, can you do side by side so you know I'm not lying? So you know I'm not lying. Okay? Hi. I'm going to close. Oh, what is that? What is that camera? That something's wrong. Side by side, Katie, not three up. Please. We are just, our technical difficulties today are hysterical. Hi. I'm glad. There we go. Woo! It's so funny. It's just, there's just a ghost hanging out on this simulcast today. Okay. Closing my eyes and I'm picking. I'm going to just kind of erase. What is, I don't know what that is. That. And remember, I am going to be using my watercolors. I don't know what that is. I know there were watercolors down here, so I'm not going to cheat. That is candy. That's that candy that will take my crown out. I need more things. Whatever that is. What is this? What the heck did I bring out here? No, I know what that. I'm trying to grab things that I don't know what they are. And I want a black pen, but I'm just going to grab a black pen. All right. Okay, back to full painting cam. This is what I'm gonna use to make something. Okay, I've got walnut drawing ink. I have no idea what it is. Got one of these Posca, what the heck ever it is, water soluble-ish something. I got an art crayon. That was a little bit of a cheat because I knew what that felt like, and you know I like this thing. A watercolor pencil, the Albrecht Dürer Faber-Castell. Mechanical pencil, the Higgins India ink, brush marker, and I've got some gouache. Well, let's get this going. Let's see what happens. We are on the struggle bus today. I'm going to go out and say, Laura, oh, one of my best friends, Laura, is here. Laura, hi. I'm so glad you're here. Poor Laura, I have been an MIA friend for the last week and a half because y'all have been keeping me busy. First week of school, all the things. But I did just get my nails done. And I had to get my nails done. I would normally cancel an appointment like that on a week like this, but she charges me when I cancel. So, yeah. Okay. I'm going to try not to think too much. Okay. I'm thinking. Stop it. Let's do it. Oh, come on now. Oh, this has a bouncy start. All right, let's go for it. Let's go for it. I'm going to do floral, friends, because that's my happy place, and I'm not going to feel bad about it. It's just my happy zone. This is a very flexible brush tip. It's a little disconcerting. I'm not going to lie. Wow, is that flexible? But it does give really lovely line quality. Indeed. I'm thinking, I'm in the Magnolia zone here. I'm holding it in the middle, kind of at times perpendicular here. Wow, my chair just makes really uncomfortable noises that sound like things, yeah. Anywho, definitely in the Magnolia zone, which is fun. We have a pink magnolia. I painted it in a video recently. I'll link that below. We have a magnolia that blooms twice a year. It blooms in the spring, and it blooms in August. And actually, it's still blooming. It's usually done by now for its second round, but it's still blooming. Oh, I like her. All right, let's not get stuck here. The thing with mixed media is you're going to find things that you love. Like I'm actually enjoying this very soft brush action here of this pen, but I know I'm in mixed media vibes, so I want to bring something else in here really soon. I don't want to get stuck here as I continue to use said pen. Okay, don't want to get stuck here. Let's get a little bit of this going. Not too much, because I want to let that spread out. And then let's get filbert brush and some pink. This is going to be a very imaginary color Magnolia, because I don't care and I want it to be. A song that I've been singing lately when I get excited and happy with my artwork. It's so cheesy. Do you want to hear it? It's so bad. I told you the other day how I tend to break into song when I'm excited and in the joy zone and enjoying. Probably a calligraphy pen. It's just so fun, right? And look at how I was able to tone that down so easily, just washing down that fluorescent yellow, and look how unfluorescent it is so easily. So anyway, this song that I sing lately, it's a song I sing to my daughter, but I started singing it when I'm excited about painting because it's true. So we went to Disney in April and I felt very like unexcited about Disney. I'm not like a Disney crazy person, although I think I'm becoming one because I got bit by the Disney magic when I was there. And I'm scrubbing and I'm pushing and pulling here. If you remember from Monday, our push and pull technique, which is basically an evolution of lifting. Let me push this stuff over so you can really see what I'm doing on my palette. Anywho, so I felt like I really needed to step up my Disney game. So every night I was listening to Disney music and learning the songs so I could sing them to Irene and Izzy and, you know, just get them excited. And so this was one of them. And now I can't stop singing it. So this is love. So watercolor is love. So this is what makes life divine. Oh yeah, she's all aglow. And now I know. Anyway, that's enough of that. The key to all joy is mine. All right, I'll really stop now. Anyway, I love this. So, okay. I've been using the Higgins India ink, Black India ink. Yeah, I gotta love Cinderella. Thank you, Virginia. I sing at church. They tolerate me there. India ink black marker. I use the art crayon, this watercolor crayon, which I'm loving. And just straight up watercolor. And you know what? I'm going to cheat a little bit because I'm so in love with this, this color SPARX. Because remember, friends, if you're just hopping on, this was a blind grab of supplies to make what I like to call a grab bag art piece. And I'm dabbing that around. I just put the powder straight on and then I'm washing it out because I know there's just so much. This is beyond this. I feel like this is trying to be brusho, but different. It is so beyond brusho. I am obsessed. Oh, look at, I'm dry brushing it out up here. Dry brushing it. All right, I don't have enough here to continue dry brushing it out. All right, love it. Let's go over here and finish up this last petal. Love it. So this is just so fun. All right, I promised I would use this walnut drawing ink, the mechanical pencil, and this as well. Let's see what. Hi, sweet girl. Hi, sweet girl. The baby is up. Do y'all want to see the baby? Do you want to see her? You want to see her? What is the name of that product again? This one, the color SPARX watercolor powder. Yeah, watercolor powder. Yeah. Okay. This is gouache, and it is like Prussian blue. Actually, let's see what the actual color is. Hummingbird blue gouache. I'm not ready to use it yet, though. Let's just get a little. I want to draw with my filbert, and I'm going to use this ink to draw with my filbert. I'm going to do a little bud here. This is interesting. And my brush is dirty, clearly. That's nice. Let's wash it out here a little, and then let's get a little bit of this gouache. I'm just dabbing it on, and we're gonna paint it out, y'all. I'm gonna paint it. I just can't get enough of a filbert. I love them. I used to paint with them all the time, and then it's kind of like I forgot about them. Look at how you can get gouache to wash out so beautifully, but then it can stay thick and lovely and mass tone. I want to wash it into this walnut ink. Leaving a little white margin like I like to do with these type of washy backgrounds. Does the color SPARX have a specific? So the brand, I'm going to link this below later on, is tcwstencils.com. tcwstencils.com. So I am definitely going to be picking up more of those. Really nice. Yes, I did just dip with a dirty brush in there, but it's okay. Love that. Oh, that is just beautiful. I'm okay that this is kind of drawing out up here. Time for a bigger brush. Where is my 3/4? I don't know where it is. So I'm going to use the 1/2-inch wash just to keep working it out to the edges, and then get up into these splotches that I laid down. Actually really like this scratchiness up here. And yeah, get that going. Thinking about leaving that margin and working it out, blending it out, wetting my brush again just to smooth it out a little bit here. Got a little cray, but I still want to maintain some of that texture. So this exercise is so much fun. It's so good for the creative soul. You close your eyes and you just pick some stuff and you force yourself to make art with whatever it is that you picked up with those eyes closed. And oh, I've done this for years, and I've gotten some of the most incredible, I'm going to pour some of this, gotten some of the most incredible results. Be fierce. Be abrasive with how you use these materials. Like pour stuff. Smudge it with your fingers. Get in there and see what comes of it. All right. Hold on. Are you going to add a filbert and a larger round to your brush collection? Yes. The brush collection has a number 12 or a number 14 round. This is the 12. We're still deciding. This is just the sample brush, and also a number 6 filbert for sure. Yep. Yeah, and I'm painting over that bud. I don't know quite why, but I felt like I wanted to. I felt like there's something brewing in my brain about that area. I love the flat wash brush from my collection. It's just shockingly useful. Shockingly, it can get into the tightest areas like that. I'm gonna dry brush it out over here. This ink stains pretty quickly. So I gotta do something to blend and cover these stained areas. So I went back in with the gouache heavily, and yeah, to cover these stain marks. So it's not the end of the world. It's just needs a solution. I'm gonna cap this before I flipping spill it all over myself. All right, now I have ideas, and I'm gonna probably cheat a little bit and bring in something that will make a lighter line over top. Now, friends, after this, I'm gonna do another paint along with some of my favorites. If you have a subject matter, you know, those favorites that I've been collecting, if you have a subject matter that I want to crowdsource this subject matter to a point. If you have something in mind, I'd love to hear about it. All right, now. I'm going to cheat with acrylic gouache, and we're gonna sketch with it. How's everybody doing? How about fall foliage? I could definitely do that. Revisit Sneaky Pete from yesterday. Ooh. Can we buy individual brushes since I already have your brush collection? Well, the new brush collection doesn't have any repeat brushes. Doesn't have any repeat brushes. We do, I believe, have the 1/4" dagger available individually on KristyRice.com, so you can check that out. But as of right now, the brushes are sold as a set, but there are no repeats between the two brush collections, or there will be no repeats because they're not. The second one is not available yet. Look at that, how that's blending. Lovely. I am rinsing so I don't contaminate when I dip back into my pot of acrylic gouache. And I think we need another leaf over here running off the page. Are we enjoying this? Is this kind of craziness? Is this just too much crazy for y'all? Or is this kind of stream of consciousness? Like you're literally living, I feel like you're living inside my brain as it functions most days creatively. Like this is how Kristy roll. So, but it's okay if it's too much for on camera, for videos, you know, let me know. Enjoying my sketching pencils too. This is amazing and so much good info. I'm loving it. Misty says Shiloh's loving it. I'm so glad, you know, because I don't want to be too much. But I do feel that getting into someone's creative space, their brain, in a little bit of a controlled way, which I can say there are parts of today that are controlled, could be helpful. There's not a single artist that does this much for us. Oh, Virginia, thank you. Oh, yeah, okay. Loving it, loving. I love mixed media. This rocks. I love your singing voice. Thank you, Barry. Thank you. I appreciate it. I am not a fan of dark backgrounds, but I am loving the blend Yes. Okay. Yeah, the blend is super fun, right? All right. What do I want to do here? I love how this is happening, but it's only happening here. And I feel like I need to do something. Hold on. Where did my, here. I'm bringing back the gouache. I'm bringing out this little mixing tray. And, all right, let's see here. Blend, 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 blend. I wanted to soften this into this area because I want to use that crayon that I used at the center here again, but I don't really have a good place to use it that will show up effectively yet. So I'm gonna make it heavier pressure over here, and then I'm lightening up as I go over here. So some of that darkness still peeks through, scrubbing. So scrubbing is kind of just like this, and it's a little harder on your brush, but it's not gonna kill it. Right. Yeah, all right, a little bit of more lightness. Let's work that in. It's a little too much lightness. See, it's why it's so helpful to have these little mixing bits. And I mean, you can just do it on a plate as a porcelain, you know, Corelle. You don't have to have special dishes. You can do it on anything. I see a lot of people in watercolor groups going to like Marshall's or TJ Maxx and finding like, you know, like deviled egg porcelain plates, using those. That's fantastic. All right, we're going to let that dry a little. Oh, love this. I want to get, I need that yellow back somewhere else for composition wise. I need it back somewhere else. And so I need to figure out how to get that yellow in an opaque fashion. So acrylic wash, but I'm going to rinse because I don't want to contaminate what I'm about to do in my palette here. And then a little bit of peach, or actually a little bit of red. A little bit. Oh, I just contaminated. Oh, well. Blot it out real quick. Okay. Right here. Do a little bud. I'm pressing and lifting because that is gonna, that mark that I just made is easily lifting up the color underneath. So I'm being careful not to put too much friction on what I'm doing. And create just like a little spray of something. Even add a little bit of white to it. Yeah, it's lifting up that color underneath so easily. What is the best way to remove the paint that has been contaminated on the pan? Yeah, so what I did, I realized in my creative explosiveness that I contaminated it, but it was still wet. So I actually just went in with a paper towel and gave it a dab and knew that what little got in there was gone. If you really get into a flow and you contaminate the heck out of it, the best thing to do is to do a fine scrape of the top layer of that pan. Not to say that you can't use that paint. You could put that paint in a little dish and use it somewhere for an exercise, but to scrape out that top layer, like minuscule. I'm talking like pencil shaving thickness scrape, and you'll be good to go. Not the end of the world by any means. Just not a habit you want to get into, in my opinion. Getting a liner brush going here, brightening up some of these marks that I made that I like a lot here to further define this Magnolia bud. And then I'm going to go over here and try to put in a little stem. Yeah. Now see how that is fading, because I should have let this dry more before I tried to lay on this pastel color, but it's okay. Now I have this colored pencil I wanted to use. I don't see an obvious place, or watercolor pencil, I'm sorry. Well, this could be fun, some line quality, but I want to do it sparingly because I don't want to lose the beautiful creamy yellow. But that's nice. I can get down with that. And I realized quickly I need, see how that re-wet, oh, that's interesting. This is acrylic wash and it's re-wetting. Interesting. I want to get that little negative space of blue in there because I think that will actually really go a long way in making this pop a little bit more. A little bit in here as well. Yeah, and I was right. And a little bit more in here. A little bit more. Negative space. We talked about it on composition day. It's powerful. Look at that. Look at how those few little marks. Woo! Pop! Boom! I'm thinking 6th could make color spark using. I'm thinking 6th could make color spark using brush by adding complementary colors in one little container. Going to try it. Okay, cool. Hold on. I'm trying to scroll back because I just didn't see. Then sprinkle it on. That sounds really interesting. If you try that, will you email me? Misty, Katie, can you find Misty's question? I didn't see it. Can you find Misty's question, Misty Bowers, please? Almost looks underwater. Yes. Yeah, Virginia, that blue in the negative space, this is just, yeah, made a sparkle. And I'm curious. I feel like I want to push the sparkle with a little white, maybe a little linear detail in there. That might. We could also do a little linear detail in white in these darker areas to brighten them up a little. This is the acrylic wash. Are your paints sold by the tubes or on open stock refill when the pans get low? Not sold in tubes. They're sold just like this. This palette, this travel size. Honestly, though, it's a large palette with a small footprint when it's all folded up. The half pans are available individually for refills on KristyRice.com, but the full palette is only available right now on Amazon for domestic orders. But yes, there are refills available on KristyRice.com. But no, not sold in tubes, sold in half pans. Oh, I keep going to that bowl. Anyway, let's do a time check here. All right. I like the idea, someone mentioned of revisiting the heron with my favorites that I've picked out here. And I feel like I might want to indulge that. The question about the classes for the more advanced watercolors related to, oh, Katie, can you find her other question? I'm sorry. I don't think I answered the right question. I love this painting, BT Dubs. I want to continue on this. I want to make a whole video out of this combination of situations here. As a matter of fact, that's going to go on my YouTube for to-do later list because I'm enjoying this. I do want to apply this creamy yellow somewhere once this area is entirely cured. A little bit down here for compositional and something going on up here in the yellow for compositionally speaking. And we can put a little bit of that yellow in this bud as well. And oof, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'll repost. Misty's going to repost the question. Good. All right. Let's get the heron out. And that will be, okay, the question, whatever happened to the flap on the palette? I kept the flap. I know I was thinking about not, but I kept it. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I took all your recommendations because now I clip a paper towel to it for ease of, because you know I don't use mixing areas that much, but now I clip a paper towel to it and it's phenomenal. All right. Let's see. I think I might stand. All right. In my bin of favorites, I've got these two things, these watercolor crayons. I've got the color SPARX powder. I've got the Hippie Crafter, and let me try to remember what I loved about the Hippie Crafter. What was the combination? Art crayon and acrylic marker. Okay. This was our experiment. See? Referring back. I might just pop a background in first and see how it feels. And I have the Liquitex, and then gosh, I feel like we could do some really. I have the pen. Oh goodness, Papermate felt pen. We could do some really interesting stuff. Actually, let's start there because that feels most motivating to me. All right. I'm going to sit down for these smaller details. So this was from yesterday. I'm going to link everything below so you can get in on the replay if you missed yesterday. We did critters and birds and all in how it relates to sketching. I'm not even going to pull up the reference image. I'm just going to go with my gut here and start adding some feathery. Gosh, I think these Papermates are old. Yeek. I think Mama needs a new set of Papermates. Let me see what I have to bring out here. I've got a teal. It's probably just as old. Although they're not old. I feel like I only bought them a year ago. Anyway. Well, this one's certainly better. That one, I don't know what happened to it. Oh, I used it in water before. That's what. It's not juiced itself back up yet. I'm going to put that one back in upside down, and we can also bring in the PITT pen, the colorful PITT pen. So you could define feathery areas. This is a heron begun from a realistic point of view with fantastical colors to take it in a new direction. Those of us who are a bit beyond beginner, I missed the beginning of that. Mary Testa says she uses a deviled egg dish. I love it. It's a two-part question. Too long of a story. Text is limited. Okay. Yes, you can catch up on the replay. And for those who are on replay right now, hello. Just let us know. Say Team Replay in the comments. I'm now using a PITT pen. I would be interested in a good drawing course from you. Do you offer courses to purchase? Yes, friends. Katie, if you could put up the link to KristyRice.com. So I don't talk about them. Friends, I am really bad at I'm good at marketing, but I'm also kind of bad in ways. I offer hourly one-on-one lessons. I have a few on the books right now because y'all are finding them slowly but surely. You are finding them. If you go to KristyRice.com and you go under education, you're going to find them. There's group options and there are one-on-one options. You can sign up for as many or as few hours as you'd like. And you get a 10-minute call with me beforehand. We can also do a series. I just sprinkled a little bit of this magical color SPARX stuff on here. And I'm just going to go with the flat brush, kind of thinking about the shape and direction of a feather. And do, rinse. Because I want the color to kind of be Oh, yeah. What in the hot holy yes. Oh. Friends, I am calling up TCW, whatever the heck.com, and I'm going to be like, send me everything. So good. Anyway, you can sign up for one-on-ones with me, friends. Yep, you can. All right, let's get in here. I'm going to spray. I'm just going to get in some background action. I'm kind of spraying really close because I don't want to get it on the bird too much. I kind of want to go in with this India ink. Call me crazy. I'll leave a margin, I think. Do I like this? Do I like this? I think I might. But I also think I might want to brush it out a little. Yeah, see, it's stained. It's India ink, so it stains quickly. All right, I'm going to get in here with something else. I'm not convinced. I'm not nervous, but I'm not convinced. I'm kind of in love with that, oh, you remember I did like this color of gouache. Do you remember that one? You know what else I didn't try? Let me see. I didn't try this liquid pencil. Oh, for the love. It's not open. I'm not dealing with that right now. Where is that beautiful little, here it is. Thank you. Under downloads and experiences. Yes. So, for example, I'll give you an example. I won't mention names or anything, but a lovely woman signed up recently and she was having trouble with water control. She felt like she was using her watercolors almost like crayons, not crayons, like markers. Like they just didn't feel dynamic enough. They didn't feel lively. She wasn't getting the explosiveness of watercolor, and she was really religiously painting along with me whenever she could, and it just wasn't connecting. And so when we got on our 10-minute chat, and friends, I don't time that chat, but we got on our chat and we kind of laid out a plan for her first hour. And you know, we do it, we don't do it through Zoom. We do a recording. It's in 1080p. It's high definition. It's recorded, and you have lifetime access to the entire class. It's just wonderful. I'm doing a little bit more of that. What was this called? Hummingbird Blue Gouache. This is just a gorge color. Let's go up here. I am using the flat wash brush. Friends, let me tell you a little secret. Flat wash brush is fantastic for roughing in bigger sections, bigger backgrounds quickly when you want to keep that wet edge. Just fantastic. Let me see. Misty is asking about a poll you did related to a class for more advanced watercolor. Will there be a class? I think she's asking. Oh gosh, that was a poll long time ago, I think. I'm sorry. So, what would the topic, if someone could remind me, because I don't have it up in front of me, but is there a topic for more advanced that you would like to see if you feel like you're ready for the next level? What is it that you'd like to see? I'm happy to talk about that here right now. I'm going back in with the India ink on top of this wet page. And yes, I am dirtying up the tip of the India ink brush, but it's okay. I just want some dullness and darkness down here. This is lovely. And then I think I'm gonna dab my brush, and I'm gonna go back to this icy gouache over here and work it out. Missy, off the top of my head, I'm so sorry. I don't know how much they are per hour. Maybe Katie can look that up. I'm so sorry. I am like deeply in my joy zone here. And so I apologize, but that's why Katie and Kelly are here. If you want more information, and have specific questions, if you have a bunch of them, feel free to email as well. Attention Kristen, she can get you a lot of information too. Yeah, absolutely. But I think Katie or Kelly should be able to find that per hour price on the spot here, so I don't misquote while my brain is in Artland here. All right, I added the acrylic gouache because I wanted to start lightening up the background, and I'm going to work it backwards into this darker area. So it kind of feels like the sunlight is up here. Yes, this is the heron from yesterday. Isn't she wild? He, she, whatever. All right, gorgeous. Love this. And, you know, the legs were giving me fits, so I just painted right over them. I don't care about them right now. One-on-one class, $200 per hour. Thank you, Katie. I did work with a woman in 2020. She wanted a series of classes, and so she wanted like I think we did 8 weeks, and so I worked with her to figure out, you know, a little more cost-effective approach. And friends, I will let you in on a little secret too. Not really a secret, but I am going to be relaunching my Patreon page after the new year. I am going to be bringing back Patreon because there's just a lot of things that y'all been asking for that I can't seem to figure out how to make happen effectively on just the YouTube platform. I'm not going to go into detail about, you know, the nuts and bolts of what the heck that means, but I think Patreon is going to give me a little more flexibility to really serve y'all better. So watch out for that. Part of Patreon is going to be exclusive live sessions with me, and the content of those live sessions will be crowdsourced. So you will have the chance as a Patreon member at certain levels to have direct input into what I teach on the lives. So I think that will be incredibly effective and fun for many of you. And hopefully valuable. All right, I'm going back in with this Higgins pen to darken up certain areas. I'm making sure I don't want to darken up all around. It'll just look like unnatural and like the shadows are closing in on the bird. Jamie says, do you have singles of any of the brushes available besides the 1/4 dagger? My cat's tongue brush has wandered off. Miss it desperately. Jamie, we may email hello@KristyRice.com, attention Kristen, and let her know that you were on a live, and I asked you to email her to see if we have any cat's tongues lying about that we could offer up. All right. I'm just scrubbing what's left on my brush on top of the India ink, which is not, you know, just kind of permanent. So it's not, when it's wet, it'll blend, but when it starts to dry, it won't. And it has indeed started to dry. How are we feeling? Has this been fun? If you're having a good time, friends, go ahead and give this video a boop. That's a like. That just lets the YouTube algorithm know that I'm doing an okay job at entertaining and educating. And of course, that helps out my channel. And I appreciate it so much. Don't worry, friends, though, with me bringing back Patreon, I'm still going to be posting here at least 2 times a week. I may pull back from the 3rd upload, but I'll tell you what, y'all probably know, I don't think there's any other watercolor content creator on YouTube that posts like religiously 3 times a week. So I hope you'll not be too sad about that, because I can imagine that keeping up with my content is probably a challenge, just because, I mean, who's got the time? But I committed to the challenge. I wanted to challenge myself for a year to really, you know, post 3 times a week, get really good or better at this YouTube thing, provide the best content I could. And so, yes. Hi, Bella. Bella, what are you doing here today? Are you having a good time? Katie, can you go split screen? Are you having a good time, Bella? I really hope you are. I have a feeling maybe, are you painting with me? Maybe. That would be fun. I'm so glad you're here, though. So glad you're here. All right. I'm going back to this PITT pen. Friends, remember I talked about PITT pens yesterday. Absolutely love them. And they come in all the colors. And so I dug one out today. And I love the control of the brush tip. It feels like a synthetic. Like this Higgins brush tip feels like, I don't think it is natural bristle, but I think it's a synthetic that's made to feel natural, which you know how I feel about those. But I kind of got down with this. I can get down with this bad boy. All right. I'm going to do something bold. I'm going to do something that may ruin this painting. But what I realized after I was working on this bird and we quit is that I needed about 2.5 more inches at the bottom here to get my legs in proportion, and that's not going to happen because I can't make paper. But I love this bird, so I'm going to do something that hopefully makes it so the legs don't matter. Are you ready for me to get wild and crazy? Kristy or others, have you ordered paints from AliExpress? AliExpress, yes, I have. I have a whole video on one of the paints that I brought on AliExpress. Forget the name. I'll post the link later on below. So it can be fun to do an AliExpress haul. It's not expensive, and sometimes you can get some real snoozers, but sometimes you can get really lucky. So, all right, I'm gonna do something here. Wild and cry. Man, this brush is soft. Okay. Marsh grasses for the hopeful win. I do love the line quality that this marker gives. Marsh grasses for the win. I'm just speaking hopefulness in life. I don't actually feel that I've won yet, but I'm speaking hopefulness and life into the fact that I really hope that this is a win to correct my proportion problem. Because I loved what this did for my Magnolia. I mean, remember the Magnolia? Oh, look at the line quality on that. Yes. Mary says, you are never too much. Your style makes me feel like we are just hanging out. Well, fan-freaking-tastic. We are going to do one giveaway today. I think we may be out of those bags, friends. So this is going to be a surprise. No matter what, the giveaway, let me tell you what, is going to be valuable. You're going to be excited. You're going to want to have it. So I'm not going to say that for sure I'm going to give away a bag because, like I said, I don't know if we have any more left. Kristen at the studio yesterday kind of gave me like a warning signal, like, stop giving away those bags, Kristy Rice. So, Katie, Kelly, can you think of a question I could ask? You could text it to me. Kelly, you'll have to do it. Text it to me. A question you think I could ask. That would be fun. A little trivia, a little just not the birthday thing. We've exhausted that. What do we think? Do we think the marshy grass situation here obscures the need for legs, do you think? I think it might be working. I think it might be I mean, I've almost made a hint of a leg here, but not, I don't know. Anyway, it's okay. A friend of mine who is a vet saw the herring painting yesterday and said, why does my herring have a goiter? I don't know. I just this is lovely. Who needs legs? Misty thinks it fixed the leg problem. I don't know. I just followed maybe it was a sick heron. Maybe, I don't know, but this is kind of like what the heron, besides the colors, this is kind of what the heron in our yard looks like. It's got that weird throat thing. I don't know. Hopefully I didn't paint a sick heron. I hope. Well, who knows? At the top of our YouTube channel. Oh, yes. Do you have a Facebook group where live participants can share their work and you can comment? I do not yet, but that is part of the plan for Patreon. Right now I have a Facebook group where just I can post, which it's just not my fave. My legs are useless and I do okay without them. Well, there you go. Yes, the grass completes it. Got it. Thought I had looked. Thank you. Great. Oh, I'm enjoying this so much, friends. Do we think of a question? Let me see if Kelly texted me a question. Ooh, that's a good one. Kelly is being rough. Kelly's being rough. All right, the question is, friends, for the surprise giveaway, and I'm going to tell you what, it's going to be a good one. I got an idea as I've been sitting here. Like, it's going to be a mixed media bag of awesome, like good stuff. This is the one you want to win. I mean, the bags were cool. Don't get me wrong, but this is the one you want to win. All right. So the question. Oh man, I got to see who's been listening because I don't know how many times I've said this in my videos here and there. Where did I graduate from college with my degree in art ed? First one to respond with the most accurate answer wins. Where is my liner brush? Kelly's going to watch out for that. I'm just going to keep my desk has not been this much of a messy, mushy disaster in a long time. I don't know where my liner is. That makes me nervous. I mean, I know it's not lost. Oh, well, Laura knows. She's not allowed. Laura, that would be nepotism. That would be nepotism. I am adding some of the white gouache, acrylic gouache. So guessing, no clue. Would never. Kelly, can you watch out to see if anybody is getting it? I'm using the number 12. Friends, I'm in love with my number 12. This is from the Free From Fear brush collection. This is my sample. It is softer because it has a long body. The bristle body is long. It's still the same synthetic bristles as all the other brushes, but it is softer because of the length. But you still have control, but you have the most glorious thin tip. There's nothing out there quite like it. You know me, I'm not just going to slap my logo on something and call it new and cool. I'm going to actually design something new and cool. All right. Anyhow, did anybody get it? I see it. I just don't know. Cousin! My cousin Dana is here too. What? This is like, what is that called? Friends and Family Day. Dr. Dana is here. Oh my Lord. Y'all are making me nervous. I'm glad we're wrapping up soon. All right, Kelly, I see the answer. It's been mentioned a few times. Who got it first though? I bet you Katie and Kelly are working hard because we had a little confusion yesterday with our winners. So I'm sure they're checking that list and checking it twice, as Santa Claus would say. And no, I'm not going to break into the elf song again. That was atrocious yesterday. My only hope is that you got a few laughs out of it. Oh, my Lord. Y'all can't. My husband cannot dare me to do anything because I am pretty fearless. I will make a fool out of myself in front of pretty much anyone. So he knows that. That's why he did it. I spent way too many years worrying about what other people thought of me. Those days are over. All right. I just did something to the eye of this bird and he looks like he's bugging out. All right. Kelly says, Mary Lou wins. Sorry, Dana. Family is not eligible. Dana. Cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. All right. We have our winner. Still want to see the baby. Oh, let me go get the baby. Hold on. So, Kelly, could you just put up a couple questions or comments? I'm going to go grab the baby. Hi, Phoenix. Your presence is requested right there. Your presence is requested, my love. Yes. All right, Katie, face cam time. Oh, Mama, fall down. Irene, say hi. Hi. Hi, good. You got a mouthful of green beans. Say hi. Oh, do we have a question? You need to do a meet and greet. I bet you're a hoot to hang out with Ella. Oh, well, I have my moments, don't I, boo-boo? No, please don't touch that. You want to show them your dress? Show them your dress. It's Dada's favorite. Yeah. So pretty. I know, she's ridiculously cute. See, so cute. Can you give him kisses? Go. Oh. Can we do double fists? 2 hands. Go. Bring this one up. Oh. Yeah. Did you see what Mama created? Can you say pretty?
Thanks.
Nice. Thanks.
Thanks.
Pretty. She claps like me. See, I told you, I clap like a 2-year-old. Okay. Look at the jewelry. My kind of girl. Irene. That's Miss Kelly. Wave to Miss Kelly. Hi. Irene. She likes to paint. Do you want to paint? You want to paint? You can paint on Mama's painting. Go ahead. Go ahead. Ooh, nice. Nice choice. Well, friends, this has been just a joy. And you have made every moment of this series just life-giving. So I thank you tremendously. Thank you so much. I'm going to pop up a video that I think will be helpful for you to watch next. A little bit of a creative breather. It'll pop up on the screen soon. And for Team Replay, get those questions in here, friends. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, EMG. Thank you. Don't put that in your mouth. No, and please don't touch that because that'll be a holy hot mess if she drops it. Laura, I'm so glad you got to be here today too. And cousin Dana, I'm so glad. So glad. And for the winner of the big prize, make sure you email us hello@KristyRice.com. Attention, Kristen. Gina, thank you for being here so much. Baby, so sweet. I know she's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. And Izzy's not here. He's at school and he is handsome. He's just as handsome as you are beautiful. I know, this was my favorite. This was Mama's favorite. I'll let you play with it. All right, friends, take care. And until next time, can you say happy painting? Height. Happy painting? Can you say happy painting? Happy! Yes! All right, friends, take care. Mwah.